Hari Hari. So we're going to do two verses today, texts numbers 7 and 8 of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita as translated by Srila Prabhupada. So this is Duryodhana, he's still speaking to Dronacharya. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. Text number 8. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashvatthama, Vikarna, the son of Samadhatta called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle. Duryodhana is an interesting character. We know from the Mahabharata. Nothing comes out of Duryodhana's mouth if it's not a lie, if it's not manipulative, and if it's not deceitful. This is just the quality of Duryodhana's mentality and the nature of his communications. So let's talk about communications. Truthfulness, Satyam. Much later in the Bhagavad Gita, way in the 18th chapter, which we won't get to at this pace for another 2.5 years, Krishna talks about it, he breaks down Satyam. But let's talk about it here today. Satyam has 3 components. Truthfulness. Arjavam, Priyam, and Hitam. Arjavam means honesty, making factual statements as we know them to be a fact, right? As much as this is a white shirt, so I can say this is a white shirt. As much as I know it to be a fact, that is what I state. So factual statements, Arjavam. Priyam means pleasant, how we say something, not to be derogatory, demeaning, insulting, and offensive when we speak and communicate with others. Then there is Hitam. Hitam means to be interested in the other person's well-being, genuinely interested in the other person's well-being as much as we are able. We may not know what is entirely in the other person's well-being, but at least if we are genuinely interested in the other person's well-being, that's Hitam. Arjavam, Priyam, and Hitam. This is literally what we say, facts, how we say it, Priyam, and why we are saying it. Are we genuinely interested in the well-being of the other person? Now we can practice Satyam on 2 levels or in 2 ways. The first and foremost is with ourselves. To be truthful with ourselves. To recognize that we have defects and faults. Our senses are imperfect. That includes our mind and intelligence are imperfect. We make mistakes. We are prone to being duped by bad knowledge, fake news. Let's leave politics out of it. And we are prone to disseminate fake news. Anyways, we have these faults. Self-knowledge, self-awareness is to understand how these faults inhibit our personal development, inhibit our ability to grow to our greatest potential, inhibits our relationships from developing, inhibits our ability to work creatively, synergistically with other people. These are our faults. Now, we should not focus on the faults to the point of depression and despondency. No, because there is a flip side. While we have these innate faults as being conditioned human beings, we also have gifts. We are able to love. We are able to correct mistakes. We're able to seek out the truth and express the truth. So these can counterbalance our inherent faults. Truthfulness with ourselves means we recognize we have these faults and how these faults affect our lives. And to recognize we have gifts and how we can use these gifts to counteract, to deal with, to balance out our faults. In order to do this, we have to have a understanding of ourselves, self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-realization. On the path of self-realization, this is one of the milestones, to have self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-mastery. Now, the reason why Satyam is important, now if I have to explain why Satyam is important, why truthfulness is important, well, actually we do, because we see Duryodhana does not have that understanding of the importance of truthfulness. Truthfulness enables us to live to our greatest potential. Truthfulness, when we look at ourselves with truth, when there is self-awareness, We're able to eliminate biases, prejudices. We're able to deal with issues of anxiety, fear. We're able to put aside issues that get in the way of our relationships. We're able to find creative solutions to issues that we may be dealing with. All these positive consequences result when we look at ourselves truthfully. The second level of truthfulness is obviously when communicating with others. We communicate with facts. We are not demeaning, insulting, and derogatory in our communication patterns. And we are genuinely interested in the well-being of all people involved. This all together comprise truthfulness. The what, arjavam, the how, priyam, and the why, hitam. If any of these three are missing, we are not being truthful. I can make a factual statement, but not have your well-being in mind. It's a lie. Or I can make a factual statement, but if I am insulting, demeaning, derogatory, what is the effect of my speaking in that manner? All three have to be there. The what you say, how you say it, and the why you say it. All together, these three comprise truthfulness. Now tomorrow, we don't have enough time today, but tomorrow we're going to go into how we practice Satyam, truthfulness. Hari Hari.